Welcome everyone to another episode of Bruvcast. I'm Raj, and no Mick today. Well, actually, Mick might turn up at some point on this episode. So let's see. If he does gate crash, then he gate crashes, and if not, then it's just going to be me and Sittle, that super sub. So welcome back, Sittle, for another episode.
Safe, bruv.
2 weeks running, man, and now you've got like a legit mic. So
I know,
honestly,
bruv. I feel like I've helped you solve one of your personal struggles every time I come on.
You have, yeah. What's the struggle, bruv? Educate the audience.
So I've had I think it was like one of the first episodes I ever did, right? Obviously I didn't have any of the legit kit, podcasting kit, like, you know, mic or headphones. So I was like using some random headphones I found lying around. And then, yeah, it was a bit dodgy. And I think after, was it the second or third episode I did with you guys, you're like, bruv, this is long. Make sure you turn your voice recorder on your phone. So every time I have to remember to start my voice recorder on my iPhone, because we don't know what my headphones are going to do. So I've got these like weird gaming headphones that has like one of these detachable mics. And sometimes,
like you're in a call center.
Yeah, one of those call center ones. So yeah, it was a bit weird because I used to get a lot of feedback, and then so every time I would have to like record on my phone, remember to record, and then I'll ping it over to Raj.
The amount of time I spent editing your episodes is ridiculous, but it's worth it because you bring something different to the table. So that's why, man. That's why I persevere. But I'm so happy, bro. When you sent me a picture that you got this new mic, I was like, you smashed it, bro.
You know what?
Marogam take you, bro.
Because you know, I was thinking to my head, right? I was thinking to myself, like, you probably have to like download this like clip, like audio clip, and then sync up my voice with your voice, with the conversation. Friggin' hell. And that's like what, hour and a half, 2 hours of chat.
Yep. I'm happy, man. I'm
happy.
I was like,
Bicharo, you don't deserve this. Let me just order a mic.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Right. So 2 weeks back to back. I think this is the first time you've done like a double. You've been on the starting lineup two games in a row, man. So this is a good achievement. One thing I definitely wanted to call out, bruv, was your chevro comment last week's episode has led to an untold amount of suggestions of ways in which chevro can be used in a sandwich.
Yeah.
And okay, some of the ideas, I think, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You know, it's kind of like an extension of, you know, bread, butter, and chevro, right?
Yeah.
But some of them,
I know.
I'm gonna read some of them out, right? Okay, so we got. Shall I name and shame the people? Yeah, why not? Okay, so we got baked beans and giggles. Said, try on omelette and buttered toast. You put some ketchup on the omelette, then sprinkle chevro on top. Sounds weird, but delicious. I will have that. I will fuck with that, bro. I'm not really that, you know.
Right. Okay. So
concerned about
this is what I currently do, right? So when I have like scrambled eggs or fried eggs, I don't know what it is. It's not chevro. I have a handful of tikka gati on the side.
With the omelette?
Yeah, like any kind of eggs. So I kind of get that.
What, even with like fried eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, but you don't mix it.
No, I don't mix it in. This is like on the side on the plate. But so I think that gets a tick from me.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let's continue going. All right, chevro, cheese, onions, and ketchup.
Chevro, cheese, onions, and ketchup. Yeah, okay. So
but this person has not said in a sandwich.
No. But this is not far from a Kenyan peanut mix.
That's true.
So
That is true.
that is acceptable.
Okay.
Another green
Okay.
tick.
All right. Okay. All right. So now we're getting a bit more extreme. Okay. Tico chevro, right? Emphasis on tico chevro. Philadelphia toasted bagel.
Oh,
Yeah, cream cheese with chevro.
I don't know about that.
See, now that one's got like it's got seven likes, and also add a squeeze of lemon. I don't know. Won't that make the cream cheese
exactly.
curdle?
So lemon cream cheese, chevro bagel. No.
Proper judbud taste, apparently, according to Anjali, bruv.
Right.
So,
So I'm gonna try this out this week. I'll let you know.
okay, all right. I think we'll try that one. Let's see what else we got. I think there was another one that we had. Okay, bruv. I was not sure about this one. Strawberry jam and chevro sandwich.
No.
I couldn't understand
I'm not
it.
having that.
This is from Shole1411.
Bro.
Shole!
Shole needs to sort it out. Go back to basics.
Well, it must be work. There must be something good about it, man. I will try it. Just for the experience.
Jam. So
strawberry jam and
something
and
sweet.
Yeah,
with
that's fine. You can have sweet and salty. That's like salted caramel is the same thing.
So okay, this is like personal preference now. Like how you get salt and sweet popcorn. Yes. I can't deal with that. I either have sweet or I have salt.
You don't like the mix? What, in anything? So you wouldn't have salted caramel?
No.
Yeah. Really? Bro, there's a whole life.
No, I've tried it all. Yeah.
It doesn't compute.
My taste buds don't accept having both.
What, you just say Napoli, nutty? No. I don't know, man. I'm intrigued.
Okay, so why don't you try that one out? I'll try the other one out.
I'm gonna try okay, fine. I need to get some, but you also said you have to get the legit chevro. I got to track that down first.
So you need to go to ends.
Yeah.
And then pick it up.
Get the chevro and then get some jam. And I'm gonna try it. I am gonna try it, man. And I'm gonna let Shole know what the deal is.
Actually, tomorrow I'm going to my parents, and some of those shops aren't far, so they've always got chevro in the house. So I'm not.
Every household has. Even though you tell them this is fried, this is not healthy food, don't have it. Now, but you go in it or bro. Who's gonna come and demand chevro these days, bro? Na nasta mato kai joye, and it's all fried, bro. Fafra gatia jabia, bro, all of it.
Yeah.
Dokra, bro. No, Dokra's okay. Dokra's legit, but like the chevro and stuff is Nah, man, I'm not a fan, bro.
You know what? I just had a random childhood memory. Like, when people used to come around back in the day, did like your parents ever get out like the nasto in like the nice kind of chinaware? So you have like the chevro and the gatia, the tikka gatia,
it's all
the little plates, and then the
jai
out,
and the jai is in the plate. The I don't know if you had these. It was a cup and a saucer, and it was white, but it was like this flower pattern embroidery. Bruv, every family that came to here from India via Kenya to London, bruv, or to the UK, had that 100%. It was like a standard. Every single house you'd go to, there'll be the same situation going on.
So you know what I think? I think a lot of those people got those like massive 150 piece sets when they got married,
and then it was just kind of forever.
Yeah, so that's what I got told.
But those things, the glassware and all of the stuff that came with that lasted.
Yeah,
like it would drop on the floor, like it would not smash. It would just it was legit. I swear we still have some of those, like the saucers. I think the cups have come on, it's been like almost 40 odd years, bro. But like the the saucers still exist.
Yeah. I've still got that at my parents' house. So when I go around, they still got a shelf of those plates with the flowery pattern.
Oh, really?
The
is it Corel? I think it's Corel.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, which is an American brand, which is strange why there's an American brand that's so popular with this generation.
It's a bit weird.
Okay, so then the other one that we have, going back to our this chevro revolution that you've started, is chevro wrapped in a rotli. Tastes pretty awesome too.
Yes. That
Just
was,
on its own or with
bruv,
butter?
I am telling you, that used to be my staple breakfast
Really?
in school. Yeah. So, like, bless my mum, right? Like, bruv, this is like secondary school days, right?
Yeah.
I remember my mum used to make me rotlies in the morning with tea.
Oh shit!
Occasionally, yeah, every morning,
Every morning,
5 days a
damn, bro.
week.
I didn't get that. There was three of us in it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lot of rotlies.
So Rotleys, tea, Katya, Chevron. Sometimes I used to, do exactly that.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, banging,
Okay.
banging. That, I think that is up there with bread, butter, and Chevron sandwich.
Okay. So it's all right. Okay. So you've okay. That's a good one then. Ketchup, cucumber,
Nah,
and gel.
nah. The minute you said ketchup, nah, buddy.
Well, because it's sweet.
Yeah,
No,
not
but you
having
can
that.
have that with chips though.
Yeah, no, but Chevron is just no, not happening.
Okay, so Priya, this is unfortunate. I don't
So
know about the cucumber and the gel. I think that's
yeah,
going to be
that's just weird.
It's not weird. It's just not for you, isn't it?
No. Bro, my Chevron game's up there, yeah?
Oh, you're Champions League, yeah?
Yeah, Champions League.
Chevron Champions League. Uh there's a lot of variety. I don't know if I'm going to be able to try all of them, but okay. And I think the last one that we have, is it the last one? Oh no, God, bro, there's so many. Oh my goodness. Oh, bruv, entered the room, man. What's up, bruv?
What's up, man?
Tu to
All good?
how देखा तो ये नहीं, bruv.
I know, bro. Done emotio chodio shit, bro. That's your line, isn't it, bro? That's your line, bro.
And emotio I will like it. Bro, that's some joke. You remember my dad had this, my Peugeot, the red one. My dad had this
Yeah.
Gujarati jokes cassette, and
Yeah.
that joke was in there. There was that joke.
Oh.
I don't know, some guy, right? Yeah, who was saying that why does it, whenever you always meet someone, why does it say "Tame to have dekata yenati, tame to have dekata yenati"? And then the guy's like, oh, and what do I will luggage? Because this person is very, very evident when you see them. But what was the other one? What was the other one, bro? Do you remember?
No.
He goes to the guy. There's two guys talking on the phone, and then he goes, "Ha, bochi Pravin bhai, I ek જ line બોલે. હું એને ટચ કરીને જઈશ, પછી હું તમને ટચ કરીશ, પછી હું તો ટચ થઈને ગયો જ." Do you remember that?
I remember the tape.
That was a joke, bro. That was the joke. Touch. હું એને ટચ નથી આવા. હું એના ટચમાં
Was it
નથી.
that one where was it like a live comedy kind of thing where there's
Yeah,
an
it
audience?
was like an Indian Gujarati comedy. I don't even know, bro,
Yeah, I remember
how I had that.
Do you know what? People used to listen to those avidly. That was basically what we're doing now.
It's basically a podcast, bro. It's basically a podcast.
Yeah.
But they have it's filmed in front of a live audience. That's the difference, man. There's not an audience of two.
Every time, yeah, I'm on this pod, bro. Yeah, there has to be at least one police car that's fucking rolling by, bro. Yeah.
I can't hear it, man. But you've alerted the audience to it now.
Yeah.
So as when you came on, we were going through the feedback that we got after Sittle created a wave of Jevro fanatics on Instagram. So we were going through all of the different permutations of what you can do with Jevro. So we're on the last one now, which is, I would say, one of the more extreme ways to use Jevro. But I wanted to kind of get your take on it. Okay, so one of the more common things that we're seeing is ketchup with Jevro. I was about to say ketchup with Jevro, but okay, ketchup with Jevro, right? Which Sittle is not a fan of, because Sittle, go on, explain why, bruv.
You know the whole sweet and sour thing.
No, sweet and salty, innit?
Sweet and salty.
Yeah,
like you get sweet and salty popcorn.
Yeah.
Or any combination.
Stittle's not a fan, bruv.
Not having it.
It's all wrong. I can tell by Sittle's like, very monotone kind of way of explaining it. I'm not happy, bro. He's like,
Not happy.
Pick up his headphones and leave.
Yeah.
Why are you making me repeat it? Why are you making me repeat those words?
Drop the mic. I've actually got a mic to drop today.
Yeah, still got a
I'm
mic,
not gonna
bro.
lie.
Still got a mic.
Is it? Still got a mic?
Yeah,
Bro, I felt so sorry for Raj, right? Having to
Sao dilno manas, bro. Dilno manas ito to.
I'm saving this guy like 2 hours a week now.
He is.
Yeah. There you go, bro.
Literally send me 2 hours a week, man.
Do you know what? I thought there was something different because there's no that, sometimes there's that blank tone.
Yeah, no, there's nothing. None of that. It's just pure.
It's legit. Yeah. It's legit. And you look more comfortable as well, bro. Yeah. You don't look like you're part of a call center anymore.
That's what I said.
Fuck off.
You know what? We do need, because the three of us are on this call and we've talked about this, but we haven't got to it. And I know this is okay. So this week's episode is talking about the Sweet Bobby podcast, Netflix show. Yeah. There are going to be spoilers. So if you haven't seen the show or you haven't heard the podcast, listen to that first or watch the Netflix special first and then listen to this. If you're fine to just kind of have the spoilers, continue. But we will be going into like a lot of that on this episode. But before we get to that, I wanted us to really kind of talk about Mick's nickname that you gave. Sittle.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Childo, bro. We didn't even finish our Childo.
Didn't we?
Not even talk about.
No, I got carried away. All right, okay, hold on. Okay, so
Still mentioned the sweet and salty, yeah.
Sittle,
it's true. Look, with Childo. Go on.
Sittle's not a fan of sweet and salty.
Not happy.
Popcorn in anything, not even salted caramel. Like he's arms across. He's not happy, bro. Yeah, so when someone says to him chevro with ketchup, he's not happy.
It's true, man. I think. Do you know what the thing is? Ketchup can go with anything, and Geldo is one of these things. Yeah, like, I don't know how often you guys eat this. Yeah, eat Geldo, but Geldo's a thing where when there's nothing else. Yeah, if you've got Geldo there, yeah, and it's the Kenyan one. Yeah, the Kenyan one. Yeah, the Kenyan one. Yeah, like a proper Geldo. Yeah, with it's got a load of sugar in it.
Bharti Ben's one, isn't it, bro? You know that in Kenya is called it's officially known as Bharti Ben's Geldo.
That's the one. The storm, bro. Yeah.
So you're saying if as long as you've got that, you're cash.
Yeah, cash, bro. And I don't need to put anything on it, but actually saying that, yeah, you don't. I've never ever felt the need to pair my Geldo with any. It just goes into a bowl. It's got everything. It's got nuts. It's got fried. It's got it's got sweet. It's got salty. Geldo's got a shitload of sugar in it. You know that, right?
Yeah, of course.
But Geldo itself is sweet and salty still.
Yeah, but
exactly what I was about to say.
It's not in the same way.
It depends though. Some of them aren't sweet.
Yeah, no, but remember the chevro I eat is the legit one from the legit shops.
None of this packet doesn't have sugar. Yeah,
none of this packet.
Yeah. Sittl's purist, man.
I'm a purist, bro.
Yeah,
it's
kosher, isn't it?
When Sittle goes to pick up his Geldo, he's wearing a white robe, bro.
I want the deep fried del, friggin'. Yeah,
and that processed stuff that's been in the packet for
none of that.
As a sell
I want it raw.
Okay, so let's get to the final one, right? The final one is ketchup is good, but also try it with dark chocolate spread. It's like something straight out of Mexico. You can also add chili chocolate bits or cocoa nibs direct to the Chevro. This is by Nimble77 is giving all these next level combinations, man.
Nah.
I don't know, man. Nah, I don't know, man. I just don't think it needs anything else. I don't know. I know I'm not been giving much here, but I just feel like
you're frazzled. You're frazzled by it.
Yeah.
Chocolate. I'm trying to figure this out.
Chocolate.
Dark chocolate as well.
I mean, it could. I'm sure it goes, man. I'm sure it. Look, it is what it is. If this has been tried and tested and someone's recommending it,
but they have that in. Sometimes you have enchiladas that have chocolate in them, don't you?
See, I don't like that.
The chocolate sauce.
I hate that. I don't like that at all.
Okay.
I've had that.
Also, it's not actual chocolate. It's just a sauce which has got a bit of chocolate. It's like beer battered onion rings.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah.
beer in it, yeah, but you don't taste the bit. You don't. Does that make sense? It tastes
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. We went to that rasa place,
Yeah.
and then Fernandez was like, "Yeah, you get the dosa with the chocolate sauce." Don't you remember?
Oh yeah, I remember. And then it was dead.
And I was so disappointed, man. When someone says chocolate sauce to you, yeah, you're thinking, "Oh, this is what this is."
You
not
think it's
chocolate."
like that treat? You know the one that came in the blue bottle treat where they put on your ice cream.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You think
Yeah,
it was just
yeah,
that in a
yeah.
masala dosa, innit?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna pick up the bowl, innit? Just yeah.
Bruv,
Anyway,
I
but
think
yeah,
you,
man.
I think you keep your sweets with your desserts very separate from everything else you eat before that.
Seal was hardcore, man. Seal doesn't want that integration. Seal doesn't want sweets and salties mixing, man.
Nah, it's
Keep
wrong.
it.
Seal's gonna ban. Well, he's gonna do quality control on children, what you can and what you can't.
Yeah.
on it.
Hilarious. So I think this is a very different episode because we are going to be really getting into something that has recently come out, Sweet Bobby, which is on Netflix now. Check it out. If you don't have Netflix, you can actually listen to the podcast, which is on all podcast platforms. I would actually recommend listening to the podcast before watching it because there's like bits. It's like, you know, if you read a book before you watch a movie, it's kind of like that, man. I feel like there's some bits that you just get that you wouldn't otherwise catch. So definitely check those out. And I'm just gonna someone messaged saying, okay, Burnima messaged us. She actually messaged saying check out this podcast before the Netflix show came out. So it was because of that message that I listened to the podcast and then watched the show. And then I was like, you guys need to listen to it as well. So anyway, that's where we are. There's spoilers in this section of the podcast, probably until the end of it now. So if you haven't watched it, then you are about to find out everything that just happened.
Yeah.
So you both watched it, right?
Yep.
I watched it now.
And what's your... Where do you start with this story, bro?
I find it... Look, I don't know, man. I'm just going to go straight in. I just find it strange of how you can have such a long-term relationship over digital, man, over social.
So let's give a little bit of the backstory. Okay, so go on. It's the story starts off with a girl called Kirat, who's a radio presenter, just going about her life, doing her thing in her 30s. She's actually in a relationship at the time that she meets this Bobby character, and she messages. There's like a back and forth of messages online, and then they meet in Brighton.
Yeah,
but they don't actually he doesn't acknowledge her or anything, and she's not really sure what goes on. But that's the only time they really meet. And then after that, it's like a 10-year online relationship, which ends in like a big reveal where she finds out that it's not actually she's been catfished. Okay. But it's a 10-year relationship. So that's the kind of setup. Kirat Asi being catfished for a decade, bruv. And that's fun. I think I've been thinking about this a lot since I've watched it and I've listened to it. And it's very easy to just say, oh, well, she's just naive and she's stupid, or, you know, how could you not know? How could you? I don't know, man. I don't feel like it's that straight. I don't think it's that black and white from my perspective. I think that I don't know. I think there's different layers going on here as to why this happened and how it lasted 10 years.
Yeah. But I mean, look, from the outside, yeah, if you look at the whole story end to end, from the outside, it sounds very far-fetched. It sounds like a movie script, right?
Yeah.
But as you said, it's difficult to know what's going on. But I think within that there are some obvious red flags, right, throughout the whole show.
Throughout the whole like 10 year.
Yeah, there are like obvious red flags.
I mean, let's talk about some of the main bits. Is like throughout that 10-year period, Bobby gets divorced. He then goes into witness protection. He's then like almost dies, and then he's like on life support, has heart attacks, is about to come down to see her, but then things change, has a stroke, can't talk. Like, so much goes wrong with this guy's life in that time period. And that, yeah, for sure. Like if you look at it from the outside, it's like, how can this be so, like, how can there be so many things going wrong for this person?
Yeah. But I mean, one of the things for me was they've never spoke on the phone.
They have spoken on the phone.
No, but I remember distinctly where when they were on Skype and, you know, like they spend every night on Skype. I think in Kirat's words, you know, like Bobby was making grunting sounds and like
and he would
noises.
He would tap
and tapping and you know, horse whistle, like not having a conversation.
So okay, so that's the other piece here, right? Like the they have this 10-year thing, constant chatter, and like it gets to a point where he has his coercive control, because he basically removes her from her social support system. He gets her to essentially like leave her job because he's not happy with what she's doing. Super overprotective, just being like a dickheaded guy, like that whole kind of situation. And then they do speak, because he's had his stroke, his like vocal cords are all damaged, so he can only whisper to her. But they don't speak that often. Most of the time, it's her speaking and her sending voice notes and her sending video messages. And because he's got so much going on, he can't respond. So
on that note, do you remember when her mum basically says, I spoke to Bobby. Her mum used to speak to Bobby, and she goes, I thought there was something strange with his voice because it was very squeaky at the time, but I didn't want to say anything to hear it because she'd get upset. Yeah. Like, I was just thinking from that perspective, you're like thinking, surely there's like some, you know what? You're right as well. What you said, right? If looking at it from the outside, you could easily just say, you know, is she just that naive, etc. But maybe her family is just very loving and caring, that they support each other. Does that make sense? Yeah,
that's the thing, bro.
A very, very down to earth, like supporting family. So those are the values. They give everyone a chance, you know, and give so if your daughter's going to be happy with someone who they've never met or, you know, never spoken to properly or, you know, seen the flesh, and that's who they want to be with, then you're just going to support them and do that, aren't you?
Yeah. And it's kind of like, if I think your upbringing and just kind of like the environment that your parents have been brought up in and what you have been brought up in really can make you super paranoid and very, very careful about everything you do and every person you meet and everything that they say, versus others who may, like you're saying, it might have just been, you're just not exposed. You're not exposed to that, right? Like you're not exposed. Your parents haven't been exposed to it. So then by proxy, you haven't been exposed to it because they're not kind of hammering these lessons of don't trust anyone. I don't know if it's that. It could be that, bro. Like there must be a reason for this thing to go on for 10 years, right? 10 years of her life. She has not met this person and she gets so close. Like at one point he's in London. She goes to the hotel and she's like, I'm here to see you. And he's like, I'm not ready to see you. I'm not ready to see you because I'm not well. I've just had a heart. Like, bruv, the amount of things this guy's had, heart attacks and strokes, and it's fucking crazy. The thing is, there's points in the story where she says, I was gonna call it, and I was saying, yo, I'm fucking done with you, because certain things would come out. Like, I think when he divorces his wife, but then while he's in witness protection, he has his wife is pregnant and she's about to have a baby. And then the timeline doesn't add up. And then she's like, well, how long, how is that even possible if you've divorced and now you're having a baby? So like stuff like that is like crazy. And then the baby, she has his wife, ex-wife now has the baby. And now Kirat's like, well, I'm now a third wheel in this. I want to break off with you. I want to like break it up or whatever. And then whenever anything like that happens, like there's multiple instances where like it gets to the point where she's like, fuck this for me. Something happens to him. Like he has like he's had a heart attack now. Oh, he has this. And she's also like really all of his friends. So Bobby's friends all kind of like talk to her. And like, I don't know, there's like his cousin, like his cousin's friends. They've got a group
Rajveer.
where they're all chatting. Yeah, Rajveer, like there's... So she's not only talking to Bobby, she's talking to like Bobby's extended like group, like his friends and his family and everyone, which is like, bro, at that point, you must... I know that everyone's like, okay, it's catfishing, but it's not one person. So it's like multiple people that she's been talking to.
I think that made the biggest difference to her like mental state in terms of, look, if it was just Bobby and Kirat, it was just them two interacting. Obviously, I think it will be slightly different, but you've got this whole circle reinforcing the idea of, you know, he's not well, he needs help,
right? Yeah,
he loves you, etc.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we're going to get into this later. Her own family,
her own
relations are saying the same thing. That they've seen him and he's like this, and he's said, you know, he still like really loves you and wants to be with you, bruv. When it's your blood relation,
why would you doubt it?
Exactly.
Yeah, true. It's true.
And I think that like psychologically for her, it's your safe space in terms of, you know, people you've grown up with and all that kind of stuff.
But that's if you're having constant reinforcement,
exactly,
it makes it hard for you to be like, even bro, looking at it clinically looking at it, I'm maybe if someone told her this story and she'll be like, what the fuck, being scammed, right? But when you're in it, I just feel like when you're in one of those situations, bruv, it's very different, man. Very, very different, you know, circumstances and all that.
Also, you got to tap into a woman's brain as well, right? Because like how you feel about someone is very, you know, do you understand what I mean, innit? Like it's hard to, women are loyal at the end of the day. Yeah. Through thick and thin. So even the most loyal of women, you know, like if they're going to stick it through basically, then it's one of those things where how can she leave? Because it's within her DNA and her makeup to not leave someone, especially when they're going through it.
I'm going through all of this stuff. Like, I mean, I've had long distance relationships. I mean, me and Guggen were long distance for a while, bro, because of the pandemic and all of that shit. And it's not easy. And you kind of have to make it work, and you got to do whatever it takes to just kind of feel like you're connected and stuff. But we'd met, so you kind of know what the person's like. Whereas this is just, you haven't met this person. You don't know what this person is like. You don't know what like that feeling is of being around this person or any of that. All you know is what is being typed and what is being, you know, communicated through you on a chat. Yeah. So,
but I think there was that point in the story where Kira completely flipped. She's like, I either see you or it's over. And I think that's when he flew over to London. That's the hotel scene.
Yeah,
but what I found really weird is when she rocked up to the hotel and she asked reception and stuff like that. They're like, we've never heard of this person. He's not staying with us.
But then she got a call from her family saying, oh yeah, well basically he is here and he can't be seen right now. And then Bobby calls her and he's like, are you at the hotel? Yeah. So it is weird that like there's so much going on at the same time. Like she'll be talking to one person, then talking to another person, then talking to another person. So it's just like, it's difficult, bruv. It's difficult for you to think, okay, this is just, I'm just being scammed by one person.
No, it's not. It was a whole like network
Yeah.
of people, right?
Yeah.
And I think for her, like, I think at the beginning of the story, I don't know if you remember, but she was talking about, you know, her getting on in terms of age and wanting to have
Yeah.
kids. And
Yeah.
I think internally she was feeling the pressure. So everything was, you know, riding on this because she
But
had this,
that's fucking sad, man.
yeah, she had this failed
Mm.
relationship that lasted forever. You know, her ex-boyfriend wouldn't commit or disappear, and she's been through all that, right? So now she's found someone,
Mm.
and I could imagine how that is for her in terms of like everything's riding on this one relationship that's, you know, it's all perfect. So
But then you make it perfect, right?
exactly,
You make it perfect.
that's the other thing.
You're hiding it. You're hiding the stakes.
You look past the flaws, and yeah,
because you want it to work, man.
yeah. And she did talk a lot about you know, pressure from the society and like,
I mean, we've spoken about that.
exactly. So you know,
Yeah,
this is it playing out. In the
That I
perfect
think that
But
happens though. Go on, mate.
No, I said, but also think about it from her perspective as well. You know, when she's walking, like if you've seen the series as well, when she's walking to, she goes to the hotel, then she tries to find his address in like central London somewhere, and then she goes Brighton. So, you know, in that's when I realized this has taken a mental hold on her. Does that make sense? It's that's it. So for us looking on the outside, we've got clarity
100%.
because you're not invested.
Yeah,
in
you're
it.
not. Yeah, not. You're not. There's no emotion,
She's
bruv. There's no emotion.
scrambling.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's scrambling. She's trying to find answers and things like that because she's like, imagine this. Yeah, this is the analogy I use. It's like a fruit machine. You've committed 5 hours to a fruit machine in the pub and it's not paid out. Yeah,
And sunk cost fallacy, man. Psychologically, that's what it's not. It's
Yeah.
the sunk cost fallacy. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't fucking walk away
you
because
can't.
the next man who's going to come along,
Yeah.
you're like, is this real? Is it not? I need to find out. Yeah. Do you understand? So like, I felt you know, from a mental health perspective, you could feel her pain, like in the sense when she's driving, and even when on the podcast when they're talking about, you know, the lengths she's gone to find, you know, to see him, etc., and everything, all the toll it's taken on her, like, and you're like thinking to herself, this is just weighing heavy on someone. Like it's almost like it's torture.
It's cruel, bruv. It's fucking cruel, man. Like, and I think going back to what Sil was saying in terms of the society and the pressure that you get from that, I think that there are people that have forced and rushed into marriages because of that, because of like, oh, you know what, maybe this person isn't 100%, but I'm getting on. Both, whether it's a guy or a girl, right? Like both ways, I could imagine it happening, and you rush into it because you feel like it's your time. What the fuck does that even mean, bro? Yeah, it's your time, right? Even biologically, bro. Like nowadays with like the technology, like I know people who have had children like almost in their 50s, bro. Yeah, like mid 40s having kids. So, you know, I'm not here to talk about like, you know, all of that side of things, but generally speaking, it's unfair amount of pressure that you're putting on yourself, and then also you're rushing into these things, or you're in these kinds of situations where you're like fucking over red flag after red flag. If it was if she was in her 20s or if she was in her teens, she would not have the time of day for this, bro. I think her the where she is in her life, where she is in kind of her like her circumstances, has created the perfect storm for her to be urgency. Like, she's right as a victim. She's right for the picking because you can fucking like here because she's vulnerable for all of these reasons, and she's gonna go hook, line, and sinker, bruv. And you see it, and you see like what you're saying, Mick, in terms of the psychological toll. They even in the film, the documentary, they show photos of her, and you can see she's like losing weight. She doesn't look herself. It's mad, man. It is
that pressure as well. You can see that's the kind of like they're part of that community. You know, you could tell by the people, the elders who are in there. I'm not saying that they didn't wish well for her, as in you know from her way her mum spoke as well. It's like,
yeah, she says,
you know, I want her to get married. I want her to, you know, have children, and you know, once that's done, then you know, I will be more at ease, at peace, because. And also, all that pressure, her mom was taking it on because they didn't tell her dad any of this stuff.
No, yeah, because Bobby said that I don't want you to tell your husband any of this because I want to come and meet him and because they got engaged, bro. That's the other thing. They fucking got engaged without meeting. They got engaged. They've got like Pinterest boards of what they're gonna like outfits and all of the stuff. And like he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna don't tell your husband." So because he's also spoke to her mom, right? Like what you said. Like she said he had a squeaky voice. She spoke to her mom, and like, what the fuck? I'm not going to speak to your dad. I'm going to come like Shahrukh, in DDLJ. He's like, I'm going to make sure the Babuji lets the hand go. Ja Simran Ja, which is funny, bro. Yeah, we'll come back to that fucking point. But like, but it's fun.
I mean, like if you think about the parents, right? Like, I just remember seeing, the dad. Kirat's dad.
He looked sad,
like,
bro.
When I saw his face, like my heart broke for him.
Yeah, bro. I felt that. You could see it. You could see it, innit?
Yeah, it's like, he was just thinking like, if you told me, I would have gone out there, spoken to his parents. And I don't know if I kind of got this right, but I think her parents might have known Bobby's actual parents.
Yes, they knew so they didn't know them directly, but they knew of the family, and they knew that it was a good family. So they knew that much, and that happens in us, right? Like our parents know of families. They're like, oh yeah, they've got good.
Yeah,
which is weird. How the fuck do they have? How that is a thing, when my mom would be like introducing guys for my sisters and stuff, also girls for me.
Yeah,
she would say, oh, they're from a good family. What the fuck does that? Yeah, like how can you say you could be from a good family but have rotten ass kids, bruv? Yeah, that are like doing all manner of nonsense, bruv. Yeah, but automatically it's like, oh, it's a good family, so it's a good kid. Maybe it's more likely that the kids are going to be sound, but I always felt weird that is your qualifier. That oh yeah, they must be legit because they're from a good family. What does good family mean? But that's what they said, though, right? That's what.
That's exactly what they said. Yeah.
He was like, they were from a good family, so they because
the dad's. I think what the dad was saying was, if you'd kind of told me, I would have flown out to Kenya, had spoken to their parents about the wedding and stuff like that. This after they got engaged, right? But you could So I know you're saying how much of a toll it took on Kirat, but I think it took a more toll on her dad. You could just see, in
the podcast, he's very different. His response is very different because I don't know the time difference between the podcast and when like this must be a few years at least, right? In the podcast, when they the guy comes over to the one that's like doing the investigation, comes over and he says, I want to interview your parents. Her dad he does not want to acknowledge the family directly. He just keeps saying it's really unfortunate that this has happened, and he's very kind of like standoffish about it, just because I think he doesn't want to like put shame on that family or anything like that. So to the point where Kira's like, what do you mean? Why are you not sad? Because he's like, I'm sad for like everyone involved, right? So I think that's kind of like one of the other bits. But what else do we say? I
was gonna say, go on.
Bro, so the other thing that Kira did, like she was head over heels, bro. She read out. I don't think this was on the Netflix show. This was in the podcast. She read the entire first book of Harry Potter as an audiobook for him and sent it to him.
Bloody hell.
That is dedication, bro. Like, Guggen is obsessed with Harry Potter. There's no way in hell, bro, yeah? In our early days, she would take the time to read it out when she was in Cali and I was in London, bro. She'd be like, nah, man. It's on Netflix. You can watch that shit yourself.
That's what I mean. She's loyal. Like, you could tell she had that loyal kind of thing about her where, she could easily be taken advantage of.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the whole story, more and more, it's all about control, right?
It is control.
And that point where when Kira and Bobby were Skyping at night, like leaving the call on the whole night, right?
Yeah.
And they did that every night. And then I think she said at one point where she would have to ask for permission to go to the bathroom.
Was it? Yeah. I think she asked. Yeah, she did.
I'm like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Bro, could you imagine, like, asking your missus, like, is it all right if I...
No. It's not even that though.
Bro.
It's asking someone who you've never seen in your life,
Exactly.
you committed to, who's not even in the room.
Yeah, I can imagine asking. I can imagine asking your missus. I can't imagine asking a computer, bro.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Can I really? Because every time I really need to go. Just give me 5 minutes. You come home from work, bro, yeah, and you get a download of everything that's happened that day, bro. I'm like, no, please. Like, hung out there, please. I really need to go. Bro, in those situations, is you do ask, and I do, bro, and I have asked, bro. But I can't imagine for someone I don't know, nah, bro. No.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You know her routine. That crippled me, man. Her routine.
It was revolving around him, bro.
Like Skype all night at the end, and then wake up in the morning. Get on the computer. Was it Skype him or compute? Have call with him then as well. Then we'll have breakfast or whatever. Go to work, come back, turn on the Skype. Like it was just turn on the computer. It was relentless,
constant. Yeah. What would you talk about with that for that much time with someone?
Exactly. That's what I don't understand. Like, how can you be bothered? It's like this is long.
Yeah.
Like you're shut off from the world.
No, that was what it was. It was she was completely shut off from the world.
You're shut off from the world because you can't do anything that a normal couple would do, like go on a date, etc. Right? They used to have movie nights and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But beyond that, after that, you can't do anything.
No.
There's nothing you can like. So how do you connect with someone if you haven't got that reciprocation of and like I don't know, it's just seeing someone, feeling something. You know what I mean? Isn't it? Like you're basically regressing as a human.
Yeah, but it's the fabrication of the person that is what you're falling for, isn't it? It's not the person, because you don't know who that person is. You know everything that you've seen and read about that person, but that's not what they... Bro, it's like when you go on a date with someone as well, man. Like, if you meet someone on these dating apps and you message them back and forth, there may be some banks, and you might be like, okay, there's some vibe here. You go in person, dead, bro. It's dead. Yeah. Sometimes you're the person that's dead, bro. Sometimes, you'll be like, oh, no, man, I'm trying it. Nothing, okay, I'll do nothing, bro.
I'm not getting that feedback on the signal.
Signal, bro. Or the other way around, and there'll be so much bounce back and forth, and you'll be like, okay, this is going to be a really good one. Then you get there, and it's like, nah, man, the flow's not there. I think there's in-person contact, bruv, is so vital, man. It just feels like that to me is like. But by the time, I think there must have been a point where it was like, she's so far gone into this that the only way out is through. Like, she's not going to go back. So okay, so let's take it to the next level now. So basically, after this 10-year, or like towards the end of the 10-year time, she starts to really start asking questions about it, where she's not sure what the hell's going on, right? And she's getting this reinforcement from not only all of Bobby's friends, all of his family. She's also messaging his ex-wife and stuff, right? There's like messages going back and forth on all the rest of it. And also her cousin is messaging her and kind of like saying, and calling her and saying, I've met Bobby and all the rest of it. She then, despite all of this, starts to get so suspicious that she's like, I just hired a private investigator and got him to give me his address because I wanted to know where is he right now? Because this was when he came to the hotel. After he came to the hotel, she was like, I couldn't get hold of him. So she's like, I just hired a private investigator because now he's in the UK. Bruv, that private investigator must have had the easiest job, bruv, because of what transpired.
24 hours.
Yeah, within 24 hours, she had an address. She was like, okay, fine. And she drove down to Brighton to rock up to Bobby's house, bruv. Yeah, she had the right address. She had the right address, bruv. At one point, she says she was at the service station and she was like, shall I do this? Shall I not? Because she hadn't told Bobby that she was going to come and like just confront him. And then she was like, no, I thought I'm just going to go and do it. And then when I was listening to her, I was like, go on, man, good on you. Go get to the bottom of this shit once and for all. She rocks up and the door opens and it's Bobby. And then she's like, you fucking this and that and the other. What the hell are you doing? What are you playing at? and behind him is his wife with the son that they have, and Bobby's like, I don't know who you are.
Go on.
Yeah, gone, bro.
Yeah, obviously, that's a natural reaction, whether you do or you don't know them, isn't it? Especially if your wife's standing
It's
behind
best
you.
if your wife is behind you, bro. He's like, nah, man, tu foritiao,
I
bro.
feel so bad for him, bro. You know why? Because I was like, you're in a lose-lose situation here, mate.
Yeah. I said to Gaga, I said, if someone came to the front door, right? Yeah. I was holding our baby. No, you're holding our baby, yeah? And she starts accusing me of leading her on a 10-year relationship. What are you gonna do? Bro, Gagan was like, nah, man, I'll get the villain straight, bro. The villain now is coming out, bro. You're mad, Pete, bro.
Is the villain for you or her, bro?
Bro, for both of us.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, Bobby's missus kept it calm,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like there's some muscle going on there, man. Okay, look, fair enough. You're committed. You're married. Fine, but someone in the state that she must have been, coming to your front door and also dropping facts.
Yeah.
I know what your name is. I know what your ex-wife name is. I know what your son's name is. I bought your son because her and Bobby bought outfits for her son. So she's like, I've picked out things for you. She also had a gift.
I want to touch base on the outfit thing, but not yet though. Go on. Carry on.
On what bit? On the outfit bit.
Outfit bit. That
that's next level, bro. So she's saying all of these things. So no matter even if you have a rock solid life, bro, yeah. If someone is dropping that kind of knowledge on your umbro, bro, yeah, on your doorstep, of course, man, someone's gonna. Nah, bro. If it was the other way around, and a dude turns up on the front door, bro, and starts accusing Guggen, he starts dropping all these words, bro, and I'll be like, nah, man, we need to have a talk. We need to do do pani ka pani, bro.
That's so fucked.
I'm surprised they didn't have a ring doorbell, bro.
Yeah, nowadays, isn't it? But then wouldn't have even done anything.
He's still gonna. He didn't know who she was. Genuinely didn't know who she was.
He had no idea. His wife had no idea. Baby, poor baby.
You know what?
Didn't know what the hell was doing.
And you know what? I think they handled it in a very, very well-mannered way. To be fair, in the sense that they stayed calm. Like his missus didn't trip out a bug. She actually left the situation in the documentary as well, and in the podcast. She's like, she leaves the situation kind of thing where she goes and lets him have it out with her, right? But that conversation when she leaves, the way that transpired with him, it was like, and then when his missus comes back, you could see he had his hand, all the body language where he genuinely, he genuinely didn't know who she was, because anyone, when you forget what someone's saying in that situation, right? So if you're being accused by someone of leading someone on in front of your wife, right, and you genuinely don't know who they are, your body language does all the truth. Says all the truth. Which is
tell you,
arm out, protecting, standing back a bit. Just saying, I'm engaging with you. But if you get angry, if your body language is relaxed in the sense that it's not doing anything because you know that person's
you're
safe.
You
know that person because the facts are there that you had something going on with that woman. Then you're going to be like, you know what she's capable of and what she's not capable of. So if you start getting angry and defensive and telling her to piss off and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? That's
he knows then.
So you could tell that from that perspective, he was actually, he didn't know who this woman was, man. And his wife clearly trusts him as well, right? In the sense that she was like, I have no reason to doubt him.
No reason, bro.
He's around all the time. When
is the time, bro?
She's probably thinking, I've got his screen time on lock. I've got everything on lock. There is nothing that I have not covered, in this marriage, He can't even go into he goes, if he wants to go out, you let him run around in the garden.
But she was so confident, bro. Which is good, man. Good on her, bro. Good on their marriage. But it was surprising, man. It was surprising that there wasn't even a friction point there when that happened. But
let me ask you a question. In the podcast and in the actual Netflix documentary, she was portrayed. When I say she, I mean Sanj was portrayed. So this is Bobby's actual wife. Mm-hmm. She was portrayed to be someone who was disloyal because as soon as he fell ill, she wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah. So that was in the whole of the
Exactly. But then when you get to this bit we're talking about now, actually she's nothing like that. But it's funny, my mindset was, oh wow, she's disloyal, man. The man, he got shot, he's sick, he's in witness protection, and she bounced. You know? So and it's funny that how something on the screen or something on a podcast, how it's said, can flip your mind straight away. But then you see how she is in, how she actually was in that situation when it transpired, calm, didn't even,
But that's why I think Kira was so taken back when she rocked up to that house and she saw Sanj and the baby with Bobby.
Imagine being in her shoes in that moment. I was screaming bloody murder. 100%.
Yeah.
This man's just jamming here, standing, bro, fit as a fiddle, bro, yeah, with his wife and his baby in tow, bro.
Yeah, hey, do you know what? That's one thing I want to say. You know the fact that he was in front of her, standing there, like he looked like he was in the best shape of his life, bro. Yeah,
working out, bro.
You didn't even say what your voice has come back all of a sudden. Your voice is good. You can walk. Yeah, the stroke has not. There's no lasting damage from the stroke. None of. She didn't even. As in, maybe because it was a documentary, and didn't go into as much detail as the podcast. Yeah, but I was thinking to myself, is she not thinking? And I was like, right now, because we're on the outside looking in, that Kira person's actually a good person, but right now she's portrayed to be the villain. Yeah, and she's
in that moment.
Yeah. People probably feel that Bobby and his wife probably think this woman's crazy. She's been stalked. She's a stalker. Yeah, but they don't know the backstory of those 10 years.
No, they have 10 years, bro. I mean, that's probably as long as their marriage might be, man, at that point.
And your 30s are the most crucial, one of the crucial points of your life, right? You basically lost your whole, 30s of your life, man. It's just
you lost a decade. You lost a decade, man. Yeah, it is. What we say?
It's the equivalent of being in jail.
Yeah,
in jail in the outside world.
Because I think she was. Yeah. I think that the latter part of it, because she was so disconnected from she was unplugged.
But she said that. She said I was like, am I in prison?
Yeah, she's unplugged from the world, but plugged into his world. She unplugged from the real world and plugged into his world, bro, which was all of like his family, all of his friends, all the groups that they created, all the bands that they were having in the group, all of that shit. But I think what you're saying, Mick, about like him being, fit as a fiddle and just about like how have you gone from what you were to this? I don't even think that even crept into her head, bro.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that was in her mind was like, how dare you stand here with your wife and your kid and tell me that you're wanting to get married to me? Like, I think that was it. There was so much rage about that there was nothing else. And it was just kind of like fucking mental, man.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was absolute. It's mental that she didn't that didn't cross her mind at all. I just she just thought it was not even relevant because you know why it didn't cross her mind, probably even if it did from the documentary anyway, because she knew in her mind, innit, at that point that this is all,
she knew. She all collapsed.
She knew, collapsed. But she just hadn't transpired or been processed at that point.
But it's like, I think like she had to go through that process of grieving. So I think for her, like, when someone passes away, you don't grieve straight away. Like, it's a whole process. I think she legitimately couldn't process anything.
Probably.
And then later on, she had to go through a grieving process and, kind of process everything that literally happened to her. And, I think this is now moving to like the next bit.
So, okay. So she's obviously on this doorstep and it's all like kicking off. And then Bobby's like, look, you need to go, man. Bro, yeah. So then she gives a gift for the kid, or afterwards, like she closes the door and she comes back, gives a gift for the baby. Because like she was like, I got this for your son. And then she calls her cousin Simran, who has connected with Bobby and has been like speaking with Bobby. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? I'm just at his house. He's completely like ignoring me in terms of like ignoring everything that happened with us. And Simran's like, don't worry, I'll sort it out. Then actually Simran speaks to Bobby, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, but before, when she found out, when the police when she left, she was like, when Simran got the call from her, she was like, "You need to leave there now.
Yeah,
you need to.
yeah.
You remember?
yeah.
You need to leave there."
But then Bobby said he's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
call the police,
Yeah.
and I
Bobby said
I
he's
think
gonna
that
call the
freaked
police.
everyone out, like everyone that kind of
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah. So I think at that point when like Simran was telling her like she's fine, Simran told Bobby as well like she's confused. Don't worry about her. I'll talk with her and stuff. Bruv, when you close your lid, it's gonna come up on the recording. Don't just keep the lid open. But maru bachi edit karo parse ganma, bruv. Keep the lid open, please, bruv. Maru kaam nahi karne tu badao, bruv.
I was going to buy a new water bottle.
No, don't buy anything more, bruv. Yeah, you bought whatever you need to. Please don't buy anything else. Anyway, bruv, you know what? These small things, bruv, I'm telling you, man. It fars my gun. Anyway, so where are you going, man? Where are you going? Go get you, bruv.
I used to click my pen a lot. I don't keep any
You
pen.
did?
Yeah.
It's annoying for the listeners, man.
Yeah,
You know, I've got their best interests at heart, obviously.
Right, you could order me
No, you can drink your pani, bruv.
Rod, stop controlling my life, man.
Yeah. Over the internet.
Yeah.
Over the...
Like, you need a microphone because your quality is not good enough, bruv. Okay, you need a different water bottle, man. Your chair's squeaking too much.
This is how
Your
it
kids,
starts.
bruv, your kids are making too much noise. Yeah, kids are making too much noise.
This is how it starts.
But it's true though. You know what? When they say when you get scammed, it's always, and also when you're trying to sell, you have to make the person say yes first. And it could be the smallest thing that you have to make them say yes to. And then gradually over time, the things that you ask them for become increasingly grander and like bigger and bigger and bigger. But because the person's now kind of in a habit of saying yes or agreeing, they're more likely to follow through. And like that's from a psychological perspective, 100%. Like it's been proven, there's been studies, there's been research into it. But like this is one of those situations where that's just kind of like amplified over 10 years, bro, where he's basically said like, well, you need to cut your radio show and all of it. So it's coercive control, man.
Yeah.
So then she is telling her cousin what's happened. Her cousin like, it's fine. We'll sort it all out, and I'll speak to him and explain everything to you, and like, you know, we'll figure things out. She goes home, and then I think Bobby then is kind of like saying, I'm going to call the police. I'm going to follow this up and stuff. And I don't know if Kirat then goes to the police station first to just kind of like, this is the bit where I can't remember, like whether Kirat goes to the police station as well as Bobby. But at some point she's at home and her cousin calls her. Simran calls her and she's like, I'm going to come over and I'm going to like, you know, just let's have a chat. And she's at the front door and then Simran says to Kira, I'm not going to come inside. And then Kira's like, why? Why aren't you coming inside? Come inside. I want to talk to you about all this craziness shit. And she's like, it's not safe if I come inside. And she's like, what are you talking about? And then she's like, it's all me. It is all me, bruv. And she's like, what the fuck do you mean it is all me? And she was like, I'm Bobby. She was like, what? Bruv, imagine her head. Imagine her brain at that point. It's not only Bobby, it's so it's a total of 60 people around Bobby's, like the whole universe of Bobby, all his friends and his family. And she was talking to the doctor at some point. That there's so many people that she was interacting with. That was all one person. And that was Simran. And she's just finding that out on her doorstep, bruv. And like Simran's like, I'm sorry. And then she comes in and then she's like in the podcast, they talk about that moment and she's just sitting on the stairs and like Simran's, Kira is having a complete meltdown, bro. Like she's throwing up and inconsolable. So it was her own cousin all along that did this to her for 10 years while living her own life, having a high-flying job. I think she was like engaged to be married, going on holidays. Like she was doing all of the, like living her life, but living this life. And at the same. I can't comprehend it, bro.
60 people. Bro, how do you have time to
I don't know, bro.
kind of reenact 60 different personalities?
Yeah. I don't know.
And then, so there was that point where Simran and Kirat would be together in the same room, and Kirat was receiving messages from Bobby, who is Kirat, and she was basically doing it on her phone, on her iWatch.
Yeah. And there was other scene as well where she was walking home or something, and she was having multiple conversations on the phone. One with Bobby, and then she put the phone down and she had a conversation with one of his cousins or his mate. And it was like I was like, think about the planning and the time. Like, fair enough, you messed around someone for 8 to 10 years, yeah? You basically did your own life over for 8 to 10 years because you have to keep up.
You got to keep up with it.
It is mad.
And it's not you're not only keeping up with it, you're constantly creating. You're constantly. I mean, she would be a great book author, bruv. Like, she can create an entire universe out of nothing, bruv. All these different personalities, like it was 60 different personalities.
60.
That's messed up.
Network of people, man.
So the Skype calls and everything was her. Hold on, is that incest as well? On top of everything, because she was masquerading as a dude and talking to her cousin and sleeping with her on Skype overnight for hours on end.
But you know what though? They never came out to say like why she did it.
No. She hasn't gone into any level of detail. I think all that she has said, at least from what I remember on the podcast, was it was like an escapism for both her and Kirat, and she thought that they were both like enjoying it, and that's why she kept it going.
But then I think Simran did admit like she needs help, and
she said Bobby. She sent her
but she didn't say why. I think she only said that because of the whole police thing. That's
the thing, bro. You know what it is? When someone's caught, don't believe anything that they say, because they're saying those things because they've been caught. If they come at you at their free will and express their sorrow or their they apologize to something, then it's a genuine apology. But if you're apologizing only because you've been fucking caught or you're threatened, it's a half-assed apology because you're basically like put in the position to doing it.
Yeah. Also, you know whose fault this all is though? This is Bobby's brother's fault. It's JJ, isn't it? That's his name, isn't it?
JJ.
JJ.
With Simran, isn't it? So that's why she knew everything. And do you know what? Remember I said I was going to talk about the clothes thing. She coerced. You planned. She
planned it.
Which baby grow? Because they already had it. Is that right? They already had that baby grow, yeah. And so
she must have seen
a picture.
So Simran dated Bobby's brother, like for reals, like that actually happened, right? Or maybe they didn't actually get together, but they were just like chatting.
No, they weren't dating,
but they were dating. There was something going on between the two of them, and that was where that connection came, and that was how Simran was friends with Bobby, and then knew on Facebook, and then that's how she got all of his photos and created the fake Bobby profile, and there must have been a picture of Bobby's baby with a certain outfit, and then she reverse engineered the whole thing and made Kirat choose that same outfit, and then sent her a picture of the baby with the outfit saying, "Oh yeah, it looks amazing." That is psychotic, bro.
Yeah,
that is, and also to talk to. She went after the mum, bro. She brought her mum. She brought Kirat's mum into it. Like, have some respect, man.
That's your aunt.
That's your aunt. I mean, have some respect for your cousin, but you're going to the elders and you're bringing them into this like fantasy land that you have.
She lives in Kenya, innit? Kenya.
Who?
Simran. Because he.
I don't know.
Because when he was in hospital, she was always there. Remember, she was giving Kira.
No, because that was when she was in New York. So she would travel. She was traveled to New York
Yes, the T-shirt.
And that was when she was meeting with him and saying that she was with him and stuff.
All right, fair.
But it was like, yeah, it was all a scam. None of it exists.
And how he had to kind of get escorted out from Kenya, get flown to New York because
witness protection. What was it? Witness protection.
Oh, like I've had doubts, yeah, as your dad would say. I got doubts, yeah. But you have doubts, like when it was a business deal that went bad and Bobby paid the price for it. What was he dealing? Chevro.
In Kenya, innit?
In Chevro.
High stakes, bro.
It was a mafia game. It's the mafia Chevro game.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He was shot, and then he's in witness protection, and then he's in like having heart attacks and strokes and all manner of things, bro. And she just kept making one thing after another. And she had multiple opportunities to call it. There were multiple occasions where Kira was like, I'm fucking done with this. You're lying. Yeah. 100%. Because there was something she must have been getting something from this. And it would have, do you think it would have continued?
Yeah.
Yes.
If she didn't get found out?
Yes.
Well, like it would have just kept like she would have kept going on with this.
Well, she didn't get found out, did she? She didn't get found out. She could have switched it up another way, you know.
No, but
because
what I was saying, this is why it stopped, because the real Bobby threatened with the police, and obviously, you know, you could track IPs, you could do all of that, right? So it wouldn't have taken.
Yeah, but once that's what I'm saying is if Kira, instead of going left and she went right and went back home and decided not to go to Brighton.
Oh, got you.
And then the whole thing continued. Would she would have just carried on going, innit?
I think so.
I can't imagine her being like, nah, I'm gonna get on with my. How do you have time to have a job?
But she didn't, did she?
She didn't work.
No, she did work. She had a high flying job, bruv. She was like in like a really well paid job at a bank in London.
Who's Simran? Oh,
really? Simran, yeah. So this is what they don't talk about in the Netflix documentary. This is on the podcast. She had a high flying job, like very well paid in a bank, working in a very senior role. So you have to make a lot of time to create. And from her perspective, it wasn't her just talking to Kira, right? It was her and all of these 60 mans, bro.
Fucking hell.
And there's one point where they like on the Netflix show they have like a group chat going, because she was in a group chat with like a couple of his mates. So in that group chat, she must have like 5 different tabs open, and she's a different person. How do you not mess up?
That's so crazy.
How do you not mess up? I couldn't.
But that means she also was carrying around like multiple phones.
Maybe like a drug dealer.
Gosh.
It's so sad, man. It's so sad, like how it like what it does to like 10 years of your life is basically fabrication.
Where's Kirat now?
I feel
Is she married now?
I don't know. I don't think so. She's dating though. I think that was what they say in the episode of the podcast, the last episode. But like, I feel good for her though, man. Like, because obviously she went to the police. We didn't talk about it. She went to the police, and the police were like, "There's no case here. There's nothing. There's nothing you have to prosecute her for."
Yeah.
And she hasn't. Like, I think there's a settlement because there may be some coercive control.
Yeah.
But like,
okay.
Her lawyers were super aggressive, so it didn't really go anywhere.
So I looked this up, right, and I was talking to a couple of people I know. So
Mara friend in the industry,
in the industry,
Mara legal,
bro. So look, deception isn't a crime, right? So you know, like the Fraud Act, like deception and all of that. So there's this, like, obviously I don't, you know, I'm not a legal person, but from a kind of legislative framework perspective, it has to be financial or any other gain when it comes to fraud,
Okay,
right?
Okay. It can't just be like, I'm fucking with you for the hell of it.
So it's attached to the, is there a significant loss and, some kind of gain for the other person, financial or otherwise, etc., etc.
But what's otherwise?
It could be anything. It could be service, like it could be like giving
okay,
over a house.
It has to be some material thing.
Or something else. Like there's a whole definition. So, so I think that is what prompted the police to say you're not a victim, because actually the legal definition of victim is like quite tight in terms of what it is, what it's not, right? The other thing, and I can't remember the timeline. So back in 2021, there's this thing that came out which is called the Victims Code, right? It's what the CPS uses guidelines. So all of this was happening before 2021, and it covers like harm to individuals and public interest. And now under the Victim Code, you've got like emotional and physical damage, whereas before that there was no kind of freeing provisions, right?
Okay.
But of course, like right now, the law is very grey in terms of like what falls in the scope of victims, what's actually within the legal framework, what's not. Because they also, you have to like think about how she did it, right? So normally you would say, like, if Simran hacked into, say, Kirat's accounts and used her personal information for like some kind of gain, that would be covered under the Computer Misuse Act. But she didn't do any of that. She did it to Bobby. She took his pictures.
Oh.
And that's why the police were saying Bobby and his wife were victims.
Yeah, that's what they said.
And I was like, after I watched it, I was like,
you did some of your investigation, bro. I feel like I'm learning
I was
things,
like,
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I was talking to a couple of people, and they were just like, yeah, this is, it's
the law's the law, though, innit? That's what it is. The law is the law.
It's so messed up because, like, the whole victim space is so grey. It is so grey currently.
Yeah. I do feel good about her situation because she has, even though she was not able to do anything legally, like to any significant degree, what she has done with the podcast and now with this special, bruv, Simran's got to change her name. There's no way, bro. Because everyone wants to know. Like, that's the first thing I fucking Googled, bro.
Who is what's the surname?
You can't find nothing. I don't know. I just typed in Simran from podcast. Probably Simran from Bobby.
I was like looking at, just researching a few bits as well, and there's a community of people who are being catfished, and some have not like recovered well from it. So whenever they hear about other people going through the same thing, they look for their culprit, for their antagonizer, bruv, and it doesn't end well.
It's fucked up, and what is good about this is that it just makes people that have gone through stuff like this that are embarrassed, right? Because it can be embarrassing if you've been scammed. I've been scammed, bruv. I got scammed by a Maharaj in a mandir in India when I was backpacking. That's a story for another time, right? But
Roger goes back to Maharaj in Akshardham, innit?
Akshardham, bro. No, this one wasn't Akshardham. This was Varanasi, bro. Me and Ash.
I've been done in Akshardham. You've been done in Varanasi.
No, bro. It's fucked. But like, it is embarrassing because you're like, how could I be so stupid? How could I let this happen to me? I saw it coming and I just was complicit for whatever reason, right? Whatever the situation was. So I think the fact that there's people that are now coming forward and just talk, and I think that's what she says. She was like, one of the reasons that she wants to kind of do this and get this out is because she wants people to talk more about it. That's how legal frameworks will change, right? And
exactly,
there can be things that are put in place so that people that are doing this. Like, because what I mean, if you break it down, why did you think she did it? Shits and giggles. What else is there? What else was she getting out of it?
Yeah.
So this is my number one question. What drove Simran to go on this path?
Her cousin, not even a random, bruv.
Yeah. Like, there must be something that drove her.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, bruv.
Maybe she was bored, bro.
She was a teenager. I mean, we've done stupid things as teenagers, man. Like, you know, you've goofed around and whatnot. What did we used to? We used to use that sub 7.
Sub
There was
7.
a hacking. We used to hack into each other's machines, bro. Just for fun, right? Like, you know, messing around and stuff. Like, you are more mischievous in your adolescence, right? But this is, you grow out of that shit very quickly, man, because you realize, okay, you've got to fucking mature, man. Like, you can be stupid and horse around and whatnot, but like, at some point, you got to fucking grow up. Grow up, poet.
Enough of it. Enough.
Yeah, both hate you. But yeah, I think it's the other one thing that I did want to say is the name Simran. The reason why that name is so popular is because of DDLJ. Like, when that movie came out, that name, everyone knows a Simran. Everyone knows a Simran, and most of those Simrans are in their 30s right now, because when that film came out, it's 1995, bruv, yeah. So there's so many Simrans like in that age group, or like around that age group. After this, I don't think that name's going to be as common, bro.
No more. It's got a different meaning, different
got
picture next to it
meaning.
in the dictionary now.
Yeah, if you search Simran, you're going to get completely different results in the UK at least. But yeah, Ja Simran Ja. That's why I almost gave the spoiler out when I was talking about that bit. Then I kind of retracted it.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, that
What
was it, man.
What world we live in, man.
I know.
I think it's gonna. I don't want to be the voice of doom and gloom, but I think it's important to talk about these things and also educate ourselves about stuff like this, because I feel like there are risks that it's going to become more easier to do this by more people with like all the technologies that are happening. So
100%.
You just got to keep your wits about you, man. But even then, you could catch someone on the wrong day. You could catch someone on the wrong day for them, but the right day for you, and then you can go to town.
Yeah. Bro, I worry for our like kids, man.
Oh. I'll be back, bro. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's quite funny because in the car, when we were like driving, where were we going? Well, yeah, we just went shopping and coming back, and then Alva was saying, "Oh yeah, we're just gonna jump on the podcast and talking about Sweet Bobby." And Riz was like, "What's Sweet Bobby?" And then we're trying to explain it, like trying to explain the concept, right, of what happened on the show. And the last thing I said is like, and this is why we tell you don't talk to strangers and stuff online, and like keep safe. And this is why you're learning everything at school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In terms of like internet safety and I think start to click. It's like, it's like it's fine. Okay. It's okay messaging your friends and like as long as
same, man. 100%. It's like because now they're open to a whole new world, isn't it? On games and things like that. If they're playing Roblox or something like that, you're just like, you know, obviously you can block all that and you've got the parental safety in that, but they still have to be about their wits, man.
Exactly.
Because think about all these games, one, it's about coercing kids into buying stuff, and two, it's someone coercing them in or bullying them like into because they're not good at a game because they can see how they're playing, etc. Or it's this kind of stuff, man. It is scary, man. And they need a lot of protection. We didn't have that. Do you remember? Because obviously the internet wasn't around when we were at their age, probably, right? So, and it was just coming into effect for us to be able to use. So even then, there was no internet safety, man. But then social media wasn't as big as it is now. Nothing was, I think the closest thing we ever had was before actual social media platforms and everything started to come about was you have Xbox, you can play Xbox like interactively with other people, and now it's a different game, different ball game, different minefield. You don't know, like a lot of kids are growing up like very quickly now because of the internet and social media. Like it's like they're bypassing certain crucial like kid years.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Bro, you know what? I think those kids years are so important.
Yeah, just the basics, isn't it? Just
yeah, like play outside and stuff. It's like you can't just sit on internet on social media and like all these social games. It's just too much.
Gives you brain fog, man.
Yeah, and the kind of other, the thing you were saying about like you get kind of coerced to like buy things and like so.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of these like ads recently. So like on YouTube and games and all these ads, bruv. You don't know which ones to trust and which ones not to trust, and especially like like we could probably figure it out, right? But when it comes up on like the kids' iPads,
they anything that pops up, they click it.
Exactly.
They'll click it. But if they see the X, you can train them to do the X. But it's just like if anything looks like it's kiddish, there's gonna be a time they see 9 ads, they're gonna click on at least one of those.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of things being like masqueraded now as hitting it's for the audience, but it's got a malicious intent behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, yeah, trying to be kind of telling these two like, wherever comes up, press the X. If you're not sure, talk to one of us.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, look, you can have all this responsibility, and you will trust you with playing Roblox if you want to play, but we limit it. And I said, any time something comes up, you know where to come. Basically, if you're not sure, you come to us. Otherwise, that's basically trust at the end of the day, right? You're building your trust with them. They're building their trust with you. But yeah, man, it's mad, man. It's mad.
Yeah, because otherwise they're like also missing out because all the other friends are like on the same platforms and so yeah, you just
bruv, I need you to close out the episode, because I need to go now.
Thank you everyone again for listening, and obviously Raj does this better than I do, so this is me and Cyril now. But anyway, Raj has passed on the reins to us to close off the episode. But I just want to say thank you to everyone for listening. Please share, like, subscribe. We're on Spotify. Share on our Insta socials as well, and we love still hearing your messages. And share the struggle, find the funny. Until next week, peace.
See it. How'd you stop it?
He's got to stop the fucking